What is up, everybody? Calling all Angels. It is time to go over the preview for the upcoming match between Angel City FC and Kansas City Current. I'm gonna put on my hat for this one. All right, so let's talk about some news that's come out in the past couple days in terms of Angel City. That's going to factor in here. The first one, June Endo has officially been put on the SEI list, and that pretty much ends her season. Sounds like it is major ligament, I believe the ACL. So, yeah, it's the sad state of affairs there in general. Just she worked hard to get back into it, and it's right back down. And that becomes a serious question long term because the fact that's now happened, you've had a major knee injury a second time almost immediately after it was allegedly back at full strength, now creates the unnerving idea that you might not be able to maintain this. Like, you might not be able to go continuously without injury. At this point, the hope, I think, for her is probably just because this happened in July. Is 11 months enough to get back on the pitch and to try to do something at the World Cup? I think that's probably her primary goal. I would like to think she's still probably thinking she can still do that. But in terms of team, yeah, this one's pretty devastating to have this happen so quickly after coming off the first injury. The other thing, because of these roster shifts, Portland transferred one of their midfielders to us. So Jenny Imithun will be joining up. She's on a short-term deal. I believe it runs through the middle of September, so this is not even to the end of the season. I don't know why you wouldn't. Only thing I can figure is you're not sure yet whether or not she's going to gel with the team, and you want to keep the option open for maybe one last late run to replace her. But I mean, if you're playing that game right now, that's really it just comes across as really hedging your bets at everything, like you are scared to do anything, and that's very concerning for the franchise as they're attempting to make a run at the playoffs here and should be in position to actually have a shot at something. In terms of this upcoming match, so here's the injured and just general out list. First, for Kansas City, Ellie Bravo Young will be out with a thigh injury. Lana Cook is still on SEI, as is Claire Gagne. Michelle Cooper out with a thigh injury. Lorena will be out with a hip. Lainey Rouse out with a knee. Kayla Sharples out with a lower leg. This is actually quite a few people who were playing in the first matchup. So this team is coming in with some pretty heavy damage. Additionally, you have to make note of the fact that your Golden Boot contender, Temwa Chawinga, is still out for WAFCON playing for Malawi. So this is a pretty depleted team. Angel City's not significantly better off, though. Aside from June Endo and Hina Sugita, both out with on SEI. Savi King's foot is still a problem. Sydney LaRue is still on the excused absence, taking care of herself, which I believe she was interviewed. I was listening to that before the last match. Sounds like she's getting herself in a better place mentally, emotionally. So hopefully things are definitely going well on that for her. Hannah Sieber out with hand injury, and Evelyn Shore's lower leg giving her issues. And it's unclear yet whether Mayara is going to play, as her left leg or lower leg was still giving her some issue from last match. Remember, she was subbed out in the middle of that match. She seemed pretty shaken up, and so we might be going without Mayara as well. We will see. She might operate as a substitute, so she only has to go for short bursts. And then Priska Chilufya, also on WAFCON duty, playing for Zambia. So yeah, definitely a much different set of rosters going into this match. But in terms of the actual standings, I'm looking here like this one's hugely important for both. Because on one hand, Kansas City is even on games played with everyone else in the top 6. So they've all played 17. And they sit 8 points back of Washington at the front. And 5 points back... 2 points back from the number 3 position. So home field advantage in a playoff game is very much available if the things are going right. And so Kansas City's definitely looking to pick up a win when they're not facing a team in the top 5. And so we need to generate something today, even with their offense pretty hampered. Angel City, sitting at 22 points, is currently 1 point out of the playoff positions. They do hold a goal differential advantage on both the 7th place North Carolina and 8th place Orlando. So a draw immediately bumps them into 8th. A win pole vaults them into 7th. It would also put them at 3 points behind Kansas City with still 2 games in hand. So in all likelihood, Angel City would actually be ahead of Kansas City by the end of it. So in terms of the actual match, how do I see it flowing? This is one I actually think will probably wind up a draw. This is one where, with so many major talents out for Kansas City, this should be a winnable game for Angel City. But the issue I have when they're looking at this is just how they played against Louisville. I know it could just be a bad matchup. They always play poorly against Louisville. But it is something that needs to be treated with a measure of concern. The performance like that tells me there's going to be something off about this one. And with Mayara possibly only being able to come off the bench, you're already hampered as well. So I'm looking at this as one that Angel City is just going to try to salvage a point. I'm hoping I'm wrong and that they can actually surge and pull off a full sweep of the current, but there's no guarantee of anything at this moment. So what I'm going to say now is that this ends in a draw. It's going to go 1-1, I think. I could see Kansas City getting one fairly early, Angel City getting one late in the first, early in the second half, and it just basically becomes the two riding all the way to the finish here. This will be an interesting setup. It's a very important match, and I'm actually not clear on how it's going to turn out. So hopefully you all have some fun watching this. I will talk to you all when we do the recap. That'll probably come up on Sunday. I'll be watching most of this. If I'm able to do the whole thing and have a little bit of time to still get ready for a concert, I will probably come on live. But in all likelihood, we'll just be operating without, and we'll just try to get it live on Sunday for the last game. All right. Well, with that said, enjoy your football, root for who you're going to root for, and taking the hat off. Go Angels!